So let's wrap this up here and go into some examples. Basically, here's your master checklist. Your main things are going to be in red, and then sort of a pink or, secondary, and then white is going to be, not so much. I mean, not as important as the others. Still important, I wouldn't have mentioned it, but not so much. So go for the master checklist. Essential dignities, right? Your program is going to do it for you. Essential dignities are going to be covered in not every, the major applications are going to cover it. A lot of websites are going to cover it. Like, for example, again, here we come back to Astrology Fox. Yeah, Astrofox. So it gives you the house and the ruler of that house and what sign he's in. That's going to be important later. Here you have your aspects. Again, we went over those. Essential dignities. These are going to be your meat and potatoes. These are going to be your big ones. So essential dignities, let the website, let the application handle this for you and give you a score for the essential dignities. So ruler, which is going to be, where you're home, that's your home. Exalted, where everybody loves you. Detriment, fall across the street from each. Mutual reception, you may not be at your house, but you're at somebody else's house and they're at your house. So that's mutual reception. You're sort of at each other's houses. That's going to be important later when we do readings. Triplicity, term bounds, base deca, not so much. It still counts, as you can see, toward the final score, but your meat and potatoes are going to be your ruler, your exalted, your detriment, fall. So if you memorize one thing, it's going to be these four, going to be excellent for you. Accidental dignities. Obviously, it's called accidental, not essential, so it's going to be worth less. But we do have some biggies in here. The moon. The moon is your co-significator. It's going to be big. It's going to be big. It's going to be just as powerful as where the ruler is wandering around. So if that's in the void, of course, or it's in via combusta, that's really going to affect your readings. You need to spot that immediately. Everything in red you're going to need to spot immediately. It's going to be first priority that you do. Now the sun, if it's in combustion or sunbeams, combustion is a biggie. Combustion could be a flat out no. Sunbeams, maybe. It depends on where it is. Again, we're about to go through some examples. Could be bad, it could be okay, it could be trivial. But don't just let the website tell you sunbeams and then you panic. So don't go here and see, oh Jesus, that's sunbeams. Mercury is screwed. I mean, don't do that. Combustion, yes. Mercury is screwed. Good house or bad house, I mean, that's good to know. It's good to know, and it does count a little. Retrograde, that's going to be important in the answer to the question, but speed and station are going to be kind of important. And then joys, not so much. So, in retrospect, I probably should just put speed and station. Let's make that red for now. We're going to go that. We're going to make that major. We're making an executive decision here. Speed and station. So we'll see that again in the examples. So there's your master checklist, and hopefully that will help you out, and we'll include that in the documentation. So keep an eye out for that and sort of write this down, make some notes, and we'll go to example readings. So now we need to put this in action with a couple of example charts, and we're going to do this by getting us a handy lookup table first of all. So we're going to go to Google and search for Ptolemy's chart, and that is the Ptolemy chart of essential dignities. So you can type all that out, or you can just do this and do Ptolemy chart, and that's going to give you a handy lookup chart. A lot of people you can get the classic one, which I think was from Schmidt's book, I think. So you can get it on Straight Woo, or you can get alternative ones. Some people have sort of jazzed it up a bit and made it more fancy. So here we have one from, this is from Medieval Astrology Guide, which is very nice. So basically you have your sign and then the home planet. So this is going to be the planet that's at home in that sign. This is going to be the planet that's exalted in that sign. Here's your triplicities, your term bounds, your faces, deacons, and detriment and fall. So print this out, go grab one of these, print it out, and tape it to the wall, tape it to the, somewhere where you can see it. And again, this is Medieval Astrology Guide. It has this great one that they've redone. I like it because it covers the degrees. So you have 0 to 9, 10 to 19. It also has over here the term as well. So this is fantastic stuff. Go visit one of these sites and print it out. So now that we have one of these printed out, we can go over here and move it to the side maybe. Okay. So we can go over here and make simple determinations over here that, for example, right here we have Aries, and I have one taped on literally taped on the side of the wall here. If you look at Aries, you look at domicile, we're going to end up with Mars. So we got Mars over here. Now, so Mars is the ruler of this sign, right? The ruler of this sign. So me, I'm in the first house. I own the first house. So my question is about this nice lady that I went out on a date with. I'm curious if she wants to go on another date. Before I pick up the phone, let's run a quick chart. So she's going to be over here in the 7th house of partners or love partners, potential love partners, etc. So this is me and this is her. So we're going to go figure out who's who. Again, the planet that is at home here is going to be over here. It's going to be my Mars. And the planet that is home over here is going to be Venus. That's going to be her over here. So if you look at that, let's see, can we move this over? Yeah, let's move this over and sort of get a graphical representation here. So I am Mars, and she is Venus. So sort of very traditional signs, right, for me and her. So here is her, and here is me. And let's write this on the correct layer. Sorry. Mars, and then she is Venus. All right, cool. So let's get me and see where I'm at. So here is my ruler. So let's take, for example, let's do essential dignities. Let's take, for example, that I'm in her domicile. Let's say I'm over here. So now we need to figure out how am I being treated. Well, right now, that's pretty good. I'm +5 for being in her domicile. So that's sort of a mutual reception thing, right? That's going to be very nice. So what if I'm over here in Capricorn? Well, I'm exalted in Capricorn. That's going to be very good for me. It'll be very good for me indeed. If I'm exalted in Capricorn, I'm going to have a bonus. But again, since we're talking about mutual reception, again, being in her house, and then maybe she's in my house over here, it's going to be fantastic for sort of getting a gauge of how good the relationship can go, right? So we're in each other's houses. We're being mutually received. Is receptive, is that a word? Received, and everything's looking good. If I'm over here in my exalted sign, look over here at the chart on the wall, you can see that Capricorn has Mars exalted. Let's look over here in Google, so we can see that Capricorn has Mars exalted. Again, print that out. I'm not going to keep going back to it, but a handy thing to have around. So Mars is exalted in Capricorn. That's going to be very good for me. So how is my reception? So we're concerned right now about how she is going to be receiving me. So if I'm exalted, that's great. If I'm in her home over here, that's great. I mean, there's a lot of things that could be excellent for me. So then we can look over here at the fall. So you remember across the street from exalted is fall. So if Mars is sitting over here in Cancer, we look at our chart for Cancer, Mars is indeed in fall, and that is going to be a DKP minus of -5. So just a gut check for just a gut check of essential dignities right now. We have me at a -5, so I'm not being well received. Not being well received at all if I'm over here across the street in fall. Hey, that rhymes. So it's one of those things where you want to just get a gut check for the essential dignities. Take, if we're in exalted, if you're in a home, if you have mutual reception, things like this are going to bode well for just the first phase of the relationship. So it's going to be a good thing here. So we can also look at there are literally 10,000 things that we can look at this point. But again, right now we're just sticking with essential dignities. So this is going to go pretty much the same for a business relationship as well, right? So instead of her, let's get the erase tool. Instead of her, it's going to be, well, maybe a her. It's going to be a business. So we have a business relationship that we're trying to start, and that's going to be, let's say, something along the lines of maybe I'm trying to get a deal going for buying a restaurant or something, right? So we could have me being over here, and for imagination purposes, let's say a restaurant would be somebody, I'm dealing with somebody else on the restaurant. So this would be over here, the restaurant, right here, because I'm dealing with another person. I'm dealing with another person. Now, obviously, if I'm buying a home or something, we could be looking at fourth house, and we'll look for that in a minute. I ran a chart for that, and it went poorly. We'll look for that in a minute. Could be career. We could be over here in the 10th house, etc., etc. But since we're dealing with another person, for the restaurant deal, we're again going to be over here in the 7th house. So again, we're going to be, what if they are over here in the 2nd house? Maybe they're concerned about money at this point. Maybe money is the primary concern, which obviously in any business deal it is, but maybe money is the primary concern. Maybe they're trying to jack up the price on me or something like that. You could have a lot of different things associated with them being over here in the house. Same with me being over here in the house. Maybe I'm sort of short on money. Maybe this is a really big deal for me, more so than them, etc. But again, we can look at essential dignities, and we can look at maybe I'm over here and they're treating me poorly. I'm in my fall. I'm in the Capricorn, so I'm in the exalted. So I'm in the exalted sign, so I'm doing very well. Over here in the fall, I'm not doing so well. So this is going to be a DKP minus right here. And you sort of, again, we get the essential dignities, and we're going to keep a tally score. So if I am -5 because I am in fall, that's not going to bode well for me, and things like this. And we can look at, again, you can run this with, you can have this run by an app. You can go to a site and have them run it for you and sort of figure out all this stuff. And again, we have the wrong color. So again, we have, a ruler. If we have mutual reception, then the business deal is going to go great. It's going to be much better. Maybe the date as well. Maybe they do want a second date. That's going to go great. If we're in the term bounds, we're going to have a +4, +3. We're going to have a +5 in the ruler. And some other sites have a chart as well that actually sort of give you their version of the point system. Let me find that one. So if we scroll down through here. Yeah, here's one. This is from Santos Bonashi. Very cool one here. You'll see at the bottom of his, Santosh has a +5 if you're in the ruler, a +4 if you're in exalted. If you're in term bounds, it's +3. If you're in a decan face, it's +2. and I mean, etc. So people have sort of the own, will have their point system in the charts and stuff. So you just grab one of these charts and print it. But again, we're just using essential dignities at this point to sort of figure out how comfortable are we, or how well are we doing, and how well is the other person doing in the chart. So that's essential dignities. And then we can hop over to accidental dignities and get a little more score over there as well, etc. So let's look at another chart that I ran for when I went to buy a house. So funny story, well, not actually really funny, but I ended up trying to go to a house. I'm house shopping, so I went to this. So I wrote up a chart. I'm like, should I go see this house? There was an open house, and it's one of those that has an app. So you just go into the app and you register that you want to see the house, and it'll approve you, and then you go to the house and it'll unlock and everything else. So I set myself up on the app and I ran a chart real quick. I'm like, should I drive? Like, it's like 25 minutes away. I'm like, should I drive 25 minutes? So you can see this chart right here. We're Scorpio, ruled by Mars. Again, we can go to the basic Google site, check it out. You can see that it's ruled by, Scorpio is going to be ruled by Mars. And so look over here. And then, so I went in there, well, actually drove over there. So here's me and Mars. I'm over here. So the house is over here, but I'm not concerned if the house is being treated poorly. I'm concerned if I am being treated poorly. If you look over here to this, let's erase this old stuff here. So if you look over here at Mars, you can see I'm just getting pummeled, man. I'm just getting pummeled. I'm sitting right in fall, and I'm a -9. It's like at this point, why even bother going to accidental dignities? I'm just getting pummeled in essential dignities. So I'm like, I'm just going to drive. I mean, like, it's only 25 minutes. I kind of want to, go eat over at a restaurant that's about 15. It's just in between. So I ended up driving all that way. And it turns out that they had a brownout at the house, which is just a temporary loss of power or something. And it messed up the internet, and it couldn't let me in, or some other glitch. And I called the real estate person, and they're like, yeah, that house is glitched. I'm like, why don't you at least note this on Zillow or any of these other sites that you can't do an open house? It lists open house. At least remove it. Anyway, so ended up driving a 50-minute round trip for no reason. Did go to the restaurant though, so that worked out. But other than that, it was a massive waste of my time. So you can see again, I'm represented over here at this. You can see I'm represented over here at house 1, and the house would be represented over here at house 4. But again, I'm not really concerned about this over here, so I didn't do anything. I'm mainly concerned about me. And again, me is just getting mutilated over here in house 1. And sure enough, I wasted my time driving over there. So, it's one of those things where you could just use the essential dignities, and if you're doing terrible or if you're doing great, why bother going to the accidental dignities? So I sort of go to the accidental dignities. I use other methods, etc. If this is not just going to be a flat out, terrible situation as well. So you can kind of get that feeling that if you're just going to be horrifically mistreated, your planet is going to be just horrifically mistreated over here in the 9th house. By the way, the funny part of it is the 9th house is the house of long travels. And that was indeed, well, not huge, but that was indeed a long travel. And it's also Cancer, meaning home, sort of home life, love to be, all that other stuff. So again, just one of those things, So it'd be interesting. So am I in the sunbeams? 24 and 2? No, because it's only 17. No, but one of those things where I shouldn't have gone. So there's an example of essential dignities in action. And as always, I'd like to thank my Patreon supporters who donate money to me to keep my quest going. My quest is simple. I want to teach you tarot, Lenormand. I want to teach you Kipper. I want to teach you everything that I possibly can. Astrology, obviously, as well. And they help me by supporting me and helping pay for the software that I use and all the fancy effects you see and the microphone that I'm using, etc., etc. So my current Patreon supporters, thank you so much. They are Allie Cat, Annie Lemaster, Carolyn Borchard, Crystal McGinn, Gary Fink, Hot Chocolate, Janet Littler, Jessica Mante, KSW, La Ami, Peter, Richard Zeh, Scott Miller, Shintaro Kuga, SJP, and Tina Iovero. Thank you so much. You can find a Patreon link in the description if you're interested in helping me out as well. If not, that's fine too. I would just ask, please hit like and subscribe. It gets more traffic to the channel. It gets more exposure to all the fun things that I do on the channel. Thank you so much for watching.